The question says the length of a string between a kite and a point on the ground is 65 meters. If the string makes an angle alpha with the level ground such that tan alpha is equal to 12 by 15. So a trigonometric ratio here is given, tan alpha equals to 12 by 15. How high is the kite? Right. So if you look at it, it says the length of a string between a kite and a point on the ground is 65. So if you try to visualize, let's say this is the kite, right? This point is the kite. So this length of the string between kite and a point on the ground, this is the ground, right? This is the ground. Okay, ground level. So the length is 65 gk. This length is given as 65 meters, right? This is given as 65 meters. 65 meters. What else do we know? If the string makes an angle alpha with the level ground, this string makes an angle alpha with the level ground. This angle is alpha. Such that tan alpha is equal to 12 by 5. How high is the kite? See, this is the kite. How high is it? So basically the height. This is what we have to find out. Height from the ground. Let's say this point is g dash. So from ground to the kite, what is the height? Let's assume this is h. So h is equal to what is the question here? H is equal to what? Right? What is given? Tan alpha. Tan alpha. See, you know that tan alpha is opposite side by adjacent side. So if you go by it, what is opposite for alpha? H. Right? By adjacent side is g dash. G dash. This is equal to 12 by 5. This is equal to 12 by 5. And we know that this string is 50. So see, understand. This tan alpha equals to, which is h by g dash, or we can say gk. H is nothing but gk, right? The length gk, right? 12 by 5 does not mean that the actual height is 12. You cannot say that the height is 12. Don't do that, because this is a ratio. This is the ratio 12 by 5. Maybe we multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. Maybe multiply both numerator and denominator by 3 or 4 or 5 and so on, right? But clearly at this point, you must realize that the height has to be a multiple of 12. See, if you look at this, it is like this. H is to g dash is equal to 12 is to 15. So go back to our concept of ratio and proportions. We know that if this is the format, the height has to be a multiple of 12. And from the given options, the only option which is a multiple of 12 is 60. So maybe that's one way of looking at it, right? However, the traditional way of solving the question would be as follows. What do we do? Consider a right angle triangle. See, consider a right angle triangle of which one ratio is already given to us. Tan alpha ratio is given to us. You're getting it? Let us consider the same triangle. We are looking at triangle G dash and K. So if you look at this triangle, see, this is given as H is given as 12 parts. I'll say 12 parts. I'll put it in a circle. And this G dash is given as 5 parts. So what should be the hypotenuse? If you go by the Pythagoras theorem, we know that gk square should be equal to g dash square plus g dash k square. Are you getting the point? So simplify this. G dash is how much? 5. 5 square plus g dash k square is 12 square. This comes out to be how much? 169. So we can say gk square equals to 169, or gk is equal to 13. See, I am writing every step there. Please cut it down when you do it yourself, right? We say gk is equal to 13. This should be 13 parts. So look at these values which I've put in circle, right? 5 parts, 12 parts, 13 parts. So basically 13 parts, when you consider the actual length, it is just a factor of it. It is just a number of parts. 13 is what? Showing the number of parts. But what's the actual value? 65. So basically we can say if 13 parts is equal to 65, we have to find out the height, right? Height is how much? 12 parts. 12 parts is equal to how much? Cross multiply and we'll get the answer. So this is getting multiplied by 5. This also gets multiplied by 5. So we can say question mark, which is height, is equal to 12 into 65 by 13. So this goes 5 times. 12 into 5 is 60. Well, this looks a little clumsy after writing all these steps, but the question I would say is very, very simple, right? You know that 5, 12, 13 is a triplet, basically. Strictly speaking, I'll show it in red, right? You need not write this, because we very well know that 5, 12, 13 is one Pythagorean triplet, right? Like 3, 4, 5 is one triplet. So if this is 5, this is 12, obviously the hypotenuse has to be 13. 13 is becoming 65 is what? Into 5. So So 12 should also be into 5. 12 into 5, 60. So you can actually solve this question mentally without putting pen on paper, if you can visualize the diagram there.